Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. You know we get it taken care of eventually. So here we are. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. My name is Neal Ruhl. D-Mac is away for the week, so we went and got another champion. That's right, NBA champion. Lindsey Hunter, our guest here, and he will be with us all week long. Lindsey, appreciate you coming on out here, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
You know, we go way back, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We go way back. No, but happy to have all of you with us as well. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. We are up and running, yes, as we see. First message I see. Xavier Dubon says, Lindsey Hunter, LFG. So there you go, man. Still got love in the streets for you.
Absolutely.
We got Westfall Alex Westy here today as well. Sam Flannelstick. They've been grinding, bumping and grinding back there, trying to get the internet situation handled. But they did. We are here, and we are ready to rock. And before we get going on any of this, I need you guys to take a look at Sam Flannel right now. Take a look at this man. Look at this guy.
Oh, my goodness.
We got to get into this, man.
Absolutely.
You're out of control.
What do you mean I'm out of control?
You are out of control.
You know what? I heard a lot of talking from Cincinnati, from their players, from their fans, from Mike Hilton, Eli Apple of all people, whose nickname might as well be Toast because that's how often he gets burnt, from that dipshit Cincinnati mayor. I want every single one of you to look at me, take this L, hold it, and shove it in your mouth. Shove it straight in your mouth. Don't you ever come at the King Patrick Mahomes that way. Don't you ever do that again. The best quarterback in the league, the best football player I have ever seen. He is the king. Joe Burrow is QB2, the fake Joe Cool. Get the F out of here. Patrick motherfucking Mahomes.
Oh my
yes,
God.
I said it.
Sam Flannel,
Yes, I said it.
enough.
Hey.
Enough. Calm yourself, my friend. Calm yourself down.
Please do. Please do.
Lindsey, here's the deal. And we're just going to get into it, obviously, because the Chiefs got the win over the Bengals, and Joe Burrow had the ball. Had the ball with a chance to win in the fourth quarter, Lindsey. Didn't get the job done. That's fair to say, right?
Right.
That's fair to say.
Right.
But, Sam, easy, dude. It's Burrow and Mahomes are at different stops on the expressway, my friend.
I understand that.
This isn't the finish line for Patrick Mahomes.
You know
man.
what? I understand that, but all I kept hearing all week from people, some people even at this network, like Lucas Klotz and Spencer Raxter, for example, kept telling me that Joe Burrow was already better than Patrick Mahomes.
No.
Those are the kind of so when you have those kind of expectations, you're expected to come through. He had the ball twice, tied at 20. First possession, interception, second possession, punt. So Joe Burrow did not get the job done. Patrick Mahomes is still clearly QB1. Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback in the league. But you know what? Patrick Mahomes already has a Super Bowl, 2 MVPs, 3 Super Bowl appearances, maybe another Super Bowl win, an MVP in a couple of weeks. Joe Burrow can't even approach that right now. It's not even close. And Patrick Mahomes right now, MVP, could be Super Bowl MVP this year. I don't want to hear any of that Joe Burrow talk right now. He's QB2, that's fine, but he ain't QB1.
Lindsey, let me ask you this, man, because that's always my comparison where I say guys are at different exits of the highway.
Right.
And Patrick Mahomes a little further down the highway. This wasn't a finish line. Like for Sam Flannel to spike the ball and put sunglasses on and flex into the camera and talk all this yang that he's talking, Patrick Mahomes still has one more game to win. If not, then it ain't that, brother. Like it's not. Do you no, I mean, for real though, am I right or wrong?
No,
here?
you're absolutely right. I think because of all the crap we've heard all week, and you know, Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, and you know, this is his stadium and all that stuff. That's what he's all hyped up about. You know, he's hyped up on caffeine about that part of it.
Right.
But we know, and I think it's good for, you know, journalism when people want to compare Joe Burrow to Patrick Mahomes. But we all know realistically, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. Like, that's not even a question. I don't know why people even had he lost to Joe Burrow, I would not put Joe Burrow ahead of Patrick Mahomes. That's just not, you know, you look at his resume.
Not at this point in time.
Not
at this point in time.
No, that's not even a comparison right now. Patrick Mahomes' trajectory is ridiculous right now. He's the only quarterback right now that you can say if he keeps going on this plane that he's going on, he could overtake. And who knows if he'll win as many Super Bowls as Tom
Brady or any of those guys. Yeah, Joe Montana.
He could overtake those guys. I don't know any other quarterback that you honestly can say will overtake those guys.
Right. Detroit Dabber 313 in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Remember, you can jump in there. Says, I don't think there was a technical issue. I think Neal was just trying to protect us from this version of Sam Flannel. And you know what? You're right, because I'm for the people. I try to do what's in the best public interest, Lindsey. That's how I operate. Look again. Show that man again, Westy.
Oh my goodness!
Look at this man.
They literally called it Burrowhead. I've never seen a team that accomplished nothing.
They didn't.
Didn't Mike Hilton did on the sideline at the end of the Buffalo Bills game. That happened. You saw that happen.
Okay.
Man.
But Sam Flannel, how about this? Okay. Everything that I said before, and I said this last week, Lindsey, going into this game, where this Super Bowl and this conference championship game, to be fair, Sam Flannel, all of this for Patrick Mahomes, this is an all-or-nothing proposition. If he does not win in 2 weeks, the questions get asked again, Sam Flannel. Can he do it in the big moment? Because he's failed more often than he's succeeded. Sam, that's how it works, dude. Life moves fast.
But he would still be the best quarterback in the NFL no matter what. He would still have probably the third best resume of active quarterbacks after Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. That's the thing. You act like it's this massive failure. Where's all Joe Burrow's Super Bowl rings? Where are they? I don't see them.
He's had 2 healthy seasons in the league, and he's went to a Super Bowl and a conference championship
Patrick
game,
Mahomes has had 5. He's went to 5 AFC championship games, 3 Super Bowls, 1 Super Bowl win, 1 Super Bowl MVP, and possibly another Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP. It's not even in the same stratosphere right now.
It's on the same trajectory, though. Is that fair?
No.
Wait.
Absolutely not.
What do you mean no?
Stop it. Patrick Mahomes' second year as a starter, he had a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow's second year, he's been to a Super Bowl and a conference championship
Lost
game.
and had 5 chances to put the game away in the fourth quarter.
And beat your boy once.
And then Patrick Mahomes beat him this time. Took it back. The rightful spot.
Same trajectory.
No chance. Stop it.
Can we talk some sense to this guy?
What is it about this Joe Burrow guy? What is it about him that just makes you guys... What do you mean the results?
The factual results.
Okay, but...
2 seasons in, 2 full seasons in.
Did you guys know that in 7 career playoff games, Joe Burrow has thrown 9 touchdown passes? It's not good. It's pretty mid, I would say. It's pretty mid.
Flannel, but you have to admit, you said it yourself. You said Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback.
He is, 100%. But to me, the gap is wide now. I think that Joe Burrow, if they would have went into Arrowhead and won that game and he played great, and then he won a Super Bowl MVP the following 2 weeks, this may have been a conversation, but right now.
Well, even had he done what you just said, won a Super Bowl and all that, I still don't say it's a conversation because I'm still going to say Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback.
Sure, and Joe Burrow in this game, I know people have made a lot of excuses. He threw 2 interceptions. He threw 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, including 1 in the fourth quarter with the score tied at 20. That's not well enough to win. I mean, I know Patrick Mahomes had 1 terrible turnover, but 1 versus 2. That's the difference.
My only question is this.
Yes.
On the Monday after the Super Bowl, if Mahomes doesn't cash it in, are you going to rock the sleeveless flannel and the sunglasses and point into the camera and start calling people clowns and act the fool again or not?
This was for the Cincinnati Bengals being too big for their britches. We got to all admit they got way too reckless about this.
Lindsey, is he being extra right now? I feel like he's being a
lot extra. But you got to understand where Cincinnati has come from.
Yeah.
You know the history.
I know, but they haven't accomplished anything yet.
Yes, but to them, this is an accomplishment.
But they were acting like they're already the kings of the AFC. That's the thing. They had no business feeling that way.
Flannel, how did the Lions fans act this year? Didn't make the playoffs, but everybody wants Dan Campbell to be coach of the year, right?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but he certainly did a good job.
No, he did a good
Putting
job.
Up from 3 wins to 9.
That. He did a good job, but people were running around like, oh, he should be coach of the year or whatever.
Well,
right?
that's crazy talk. At least from my perspective.
There are some questions for you, Sam Flannel,
right.
before we cut away. And don't worry, guys. We got some Lions news as well, Lions Pro Bowl news to get into. We got Lindsey here, so obviously we're going to talk a little bit of Pistons coming up in the de facto second hour of the show. Some free agency questions for the Lions as well. But, for me, and I want this question asked or answered by Sam Flannel. It comes from Mike K. Sam, how can anyone with bangs as a man be taken seriously?
Some woman found me attractive enough to marry me. That's always my default. You know what? It's all good.
That didn't answer the question. How can someone with bangs as a man be taken seriously?
I mean, I just do what I do every day. Like get out of the shower. Just
no, they didn't ask you what you do.
No,
they ask you how can you be taken seriously.
Because I'm 99.9% sure I know more about sports than you. That's why.
I don't know. I would say that the
I'm a freak of
trajectories are
nature.
similar, but that's just me using logic and stuff. So,
But like you said, you didn't say similar. You said the same.
yeah, I mean, they are the same.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to make a declaration right now on Big D Energy, and I think people are going to go insane, but I don't care. On this day, I declare that Joe Burrow will never win a Super Bowl as a starting quarterback in the NFL. And you know what? I can make that because he hasn't yet.
No, you can right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's
he
never gonna
can.
happen.
Yeah.
I get that. I understand it. But no, we are going to get into it. The old NFL officials again, too. They're fun.
Oh.
They're the gift that keeps on giving.
You mean the Bengals fan excuses? Is
No,
that-
I mean, can we agree that they didn't have their finest moment?
No, I can agree with that, but
Okay.
Joe
That's all I
Burrow
was
threw
looking
2
for.
interceptions. So
That's all I was looking
Okay,
for,
okay.
Sam Flannel. But
All right,
no,
fair enough.
we'll get into it as well when we come back, though. I do want to get into this breaking Lions news, and it's nice. I mean, I think that people are going to make a little too much about it, but it is nice, and it's a great honor, and we will discuss it. Sam Flannel, tell them about Swiss. You know, Swiss, like your flannel is right now. Swiss, because it's all cut up.
yes, Swiss Insurance, of course. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose a January 1st effective date. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway Minute. You know what it is. You know what's going on downtown. The Wintertime Festival out in the streets of downtown Detroit. Stuff for the kids. The winter bumper cars, the Arctic slides, the puck putt, all of it. Midway Arcade. You want to eat? They got the eats down there for you, too. Pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese bites. There's even gluten-free and vegan options as well. They got you covered all winter long down the Monroe Street Midway. So get outside. Believe it or not, when you look outside right now, you see the snow falling. That plays perfectly for the Monroe Street Midway, the Winter Festival outdoor in downtown Detroit. Slide on by. Before games, after games, Sam Flannel will be down there with his sunglasses on. He'll have the flannel sleeves cut off, even if it is 19 degrees with the wind chill. He doesn't matter. He's on one. You can be too. Slide on down to the Monroe Street Midway all winter long in downtown Detroit. All right. Pulling up on the second hour of the show. Boy, the show's flying by today, isn't it? Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter in for D-Mac. He'll be in this week. We go from champion to champion here on Big D Energy. That's the way that it works. Some breaking news out of Detroit Lions camp. Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown headed to the Pro Bowl with the Eagles advancing to the Super Bowl. Their Pro Bowlers now not available. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell in there. It's a nice honor. Justifiably so, I think, for Penei Sewell because he's a gold jacket loading in my mind. Amon-Ra St. Brown is trending that way too. Sam Flannel probably wouldn't give him that credit, but whatever. But no, it's nice, right?
Absolutely. Any honor you get, especially Pro Bowl. I mean, the Pro Bowl is not what it used to be, but the honor, like you said, matters to these guys. And anytime you can get an accolade like that, man, you welcome it.
Yeah, and again, it's first of many for Penei Sewell. Mm-hmm. I always admit I'm a Penei Sewell simp. Like that, the way he is for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's kind of the way I am about Penei Sewell. But I don't wear sunglasses and a sleeveless flannel.
But it is a good day for you, though. Hey, with Penei Sewell being named to the Pro Bowl, that's a good day for you.
No, because I don't have to. I don't have to look into the camera with sunglasses. We know.
But you know what? I'm happy about it too. I mean, Penei Sewell, at least as an alternate, he earned it. So did Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Frank Ragnow is already in. Those are arguably, I would say, definitely the three most important offensive players on an offense that was top 5. Now the only thing missing is Jared Goff should be in. Jalen Hurts is going to play in the Super Bowl. I want to see Jared Goff in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, and Lindsey, too, when you look at it, this, I think, adds a little more, I don't want to say pressure for next year, but it adds something to, I think it adds to the expectations.
Absolutely.
Is that fair?
Oh, definitely. When you have, guys that are budding stars, you expect a certain level of play. And coming in next year, everybody's already talking about, hey, it's playoffs. That's what we should be shooting for. Our record should be, we should win 12 games, right?
Right. Well, what's it take, though? Like, you were part of franchises that came up, right? That had teal jerseys to start and ended up with championships. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you were a part of all that.
Right.
What's the toughest part of that? Like, for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sewell and the Lions and everything like that, to change a culture, which I think a lot of people would say that culture's changed. Mm-hmm. What's the hardest part as a player in dealing with that? Because the expectations are going to be there.
Right.
The hype train's going to be there. Everyone's going to expect it. What's the toughest part of that?
Well, the toughest part is to maintain it and to build on it because, any little chink in the armor changes the trajectory of what you're trying to do. And if you don't guard it, I always say guard it with your heart because your culture is what you build your foundation off of. And any team, any little change you do can alter that. So now you just want to build it and try to build towards being a championship caliber team. Mm-hmm. And being a veteran and being a guy that's a star on those teams, you've been through the worst parts of it. Now you want to try to, stay and maintain the best parts of it. So you've seen both sides of you've been bad. Now we're okay. We're trending to be good, and having that patience to stay there and stay the course.
Right. Pistons fan 11 brings up a good point. I want Slay to go get his ring. Go Birds. Are we going to rock the Detroit Eagles T-shirts for the Super Bowl?
Well, no, because you obviously know where my rooting interest is going to be. But, hey, I'm happy for Slay and Sue. They're two of the best players for the Detroit Lions of the 2010s, and they're finding team success in the Philadelphia Eagles. They deserved it. I mean, we're looking at potentially 2 future Hall of Famers, especially if they cash one in with the Eagles. Sue, definitely. Slay, I think with how he's sort of been even arguably better with the Eagles and with the Lions, I think he has that kind of trajectory as well.
Yeah, but again, and there is this bit of pushback, which I expected. And you know what, low-key, I'm kind of with a little bit. Chuck Brewer says they're alternates. I'm sorry, it doesn't count. Is that being a hater?
You say what?
Chuck Brewer says, I'm sorry, they're alternates. It doesn't count.
It does count. What?
It counts when you negotiate that contract.
Exactly. It doesn't count.
No, you know what, though? He's not entirely wrong. I know I have to tread lightly here because I am a Sewell simp. But at the same time, the whole thing's stupid. Like, let's just cut the ish. Like, this whole Pro Bowl thing, is it stupid, Lindsey? Be real. Not the guys that get selected.
Uh-huh.
Like, this whole Pro Bowl facade. Like, can we just put it down? Can we take it out back and put it down?
Well, it used to be. When I remember when I was younger, the Pro Bowl was something to watch. They actually played.
Right.
Now it's a form of flag football with uniforms on, and it's just not. It's not enjoyable anymore. I don't know, man. Maybe they just should change it to purely flag. Yeah.
Which is pretty much what it is now, right? You know, I mean, it is. And like, it is dumb. It's cool. It's cool for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sewell, but I'm on that train where I think they just go ahead and need to take this Pro Bowl thing, take it out back and put it down. LFG says, at Lindsey Hunter, thanks for mixing with the fans from far away. Hunter gave me never quit vibes 100. So you still got the juice with the fans, man. They
appreciate that.
Yeah. They still mess with you, man. We'll say it like that. NFL Draft Junkie, Slay has love for Detroit, so hope he gets his ring. Are we gonna see that? Are we gonna see the get Slay's ring? Because I'm more on board with that than I am with the whole Stafford thing. I'm more on board with Slay getting his ring. I got love for Slay and Sue, which I'll talk about in the next segment.
You didn't like the Stafford?
No, I didn't like it because like I was one of those ones. I don't hate on the guy.
Right.
You know, when I drive down to Detroit City FC to do the games, I drive by that field that he built, you know, for the school. Right. And that's cool. Like, right. I respect that. I do. He wasn't the problem, but he wasn't the solution.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like out there. And he's gone. And he's not coming back. But like for guys like Ndamukong Suh, and I'll know that I'm treading into dangerous territory when I say this, because Sue, you and I were together at a past radio life when the whole Ndamukong Suh thing was going on, and I was front and center. I'm like, give this man what he wants. And people forget this. They had a historically great defense. They had the sixth best rushing defense in the history of the National Football League when Ndamukong Suh was here. Like, people forget. They do.
Well, you know, he was a monster, and that whole situation was bad, and we, you know, I think we look back at it and say, man, maybe it could have been handled differently, but and I understand what you're saying. You know, the Sue was loved here. He created a bad guy image for us.
He was a dog.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
you and I were talking about dogs before we went on here. He was the dog.
He created that Detroit image that we love. You know, embracing being the bad guy. Right. You know, we love that here. And he kind of embodied that.
Don Burr says, if you don't wear a Lions uniform, I don't care, which I get. Real Cream of Wheat says, why would I root for him? You rooted for Stafford. Like, hey, Sam Flannel.
Yeah.
I got them all here, man.
I mean, yeah, I think the Stafford thing, what's different is it directly impacted our draft pick. And also, just when we're talking about them as Lions, I would say that Slay and Ndamukong Suh, at least per their position, were better Lions than Matthew Stafford was as a Lion.
Ooh.
Matthew Stafford his legacy didn't take that leap until he went to Los Angeles and helped lead him to a Super Bowl.
Have you looked at Stafford's numbers as a Lion?
No, they were great, but Ndamukong Suh, from the day he was drafted to the day Aaron Donald was drafted, was best D tackle in the NFL.
No doubt.
In the NFL.
There was no doubt with that man.
Yep.
And that was a thing for me. And Don Burr says, who rooted for Stafford? Not me. Well, then I ride with you then, Don Burr. then that's all right. But yeah, you know, it's just, I want people to keep that same energy, man. Detroit Eagles all the way. Get the T-shirts printed up, Alex Westfall. Get the T-shirts going. Detroit Eagles T-shirt. I'll take one. Large to XL, depending on how they fit. Let me tell you what the right fit is, though. Planet Fitness, that is the right fit. Home of the judgment-free zone. Memberships start at just $10 a month. Black card option is out there as well. You basically own Planet Fitness. It's a black card member. I work out at the one over on Maple Road. When we're back in studio, when we come out here, I'm at the one over there in Novi. Doesn't matter. Swipe the card, roll on in. I own the place because you're a black card member. Unlimited guest privileges, access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world. You can join today in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home or jump on that computer right now. It's planetfitness.com, where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Off and running here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. That is fact, not opinion. Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter in for Darren McCarty all week long. We got Sam Flannel. He's on one today. I don't know if he's been in the bourbon this morning or what. He's got sunglasses and a sleeveless flannel on, and it's 23 degrees outside. Alex Westfall would never do such nonsense. He's here also. Stick bumping and grinding as well. I do have a question for Lindsey Hunter that I want to get into, but obviously you guys saw that, we'll call it a dust up with the Eagles, or excuse me, with the Rams, not the Rams anymore obviously, but with the Eagles and the 49ers yesterday. And we saw Trent Williams just kind of take down an Eagles defensive back, and he was squaring up, but all that energy changed when Ndamukong Suh entered the chat. And that's what kind of rekindled my man love for Ndamukong Suh, because he changes things when he enters the chat. I got a question for you about dust-ups. You saw your fair share of them. Was there dudes in the league, like, things got different when they entered? When they entered the dust-up, the whole temperament of everything changed. Because that's what happened when Ndamukong Suh stepped in there yesterday. You got any dudes in the league that just kind of change the outlook of everyone? I'll say it like that.
Yeah, because there are certain people that will fight. And there are certain people that they're only doing this because they know that people are going to break it up. Everybody's, you know how the guy gets tougher when you try to separate them? Yeah. Like, oh, let me go.
Yeah,
and then you move and they don't move an inch. We know those guys.
Yeah.
But certain people that we know, like I played with a lot of those guys that you didn't want to get them stirred up. And, Ben Wallace was one of them.
Yeah.
Like we knew, everybody in the world knew that if Ben Wallace stepped out there to fight you, he was going to fight.
He was about that action.
Yes. Yeah, it was no question. So there are guys that, they change the temperature in the room when they step across that line.
No, it is just that, though. Like the sentiment changes and all the talk stops, and dudes are out there, and it's going to be out there for real when they get involved. And I always thought that's Ndamukong Suh to me, and that's why I liked him when he was here. So I do. I hope he gets that ring.
I kind of feel like it's more guys in football because of their temperaments. They're you got to be a little crazy to play football anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more guys that will fight in football than basketball, at least. I know hockey. Everybody kind of got that edge, but I feel like football has more guys like that.
Yeah. By the way, Adis411 says, "Oh no, Flannel, you better run." Dom Rivera 88 says, "Keep that in mind, Sam Flannel." So people just want you to tone it down a little bit, bruh.
That's got to happen someday, right? Ben Wallace shows up at the Woodward Sports Studios. That would be great content. It would. I'm not even gonna lie.
I was with him the other night, and we kind of talked about it.
Oh boy. All right. That's fine. That's fine. You know what? I've talked a lot of crap, and I'm not one to run from it. I have to take my medicine. So
exactly.
It's all good.
I like that about you.
All good.
I do want to talk about it too. And look, I know that Sam Flannel's got the sunglasses on, and this is something that I've talked about in the past on this show. I mean, we've done clips of it that have gotten, pushing 1 million views when talking about officiating in sports. And thank you. I know. And look, this is Mahomes and Burrow free. Like I'm not getting into that. You can't hit somebody when you're 2 steps out of bounds. You can't do it.
Right.
You cannot do it. These people that are like, well, how can you throw the flag? Because it was a penalty. Period. End of story. Now you can talk about holding calls and all that other stuff.
Right.
Lindsey is, as a guy that played then and has coached now and continues to coach and stuff like that, has there been a deterioration of officiating in sports?
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's been a deterioration or not, because I was a guy. I've never just looked at officials as like, I don't know. I've never liked them.
Oh, so they can never do a good job.
Exactly.
All right, yeah, they've always been
to
sucking.
me, I've always been that way. You know, I grew fond of certain officials in the NBA because at least you knew those guys were fair and they treated everybody the same. You know, it's just different now. I don't know. I don't know. Everything evolves and everything changes, of course. But just watching some of the things that have transpired of late, of course, the officiating has been under scrutiny, and rightfully so. Some of the things we've seen,
no doubt.
I don't know. Maybe it's a phase or something, but it's been some pretty questionable things that's happened.
For me, it's this. The problem that I have with it is not the bad calls, right? Like, they're human beings. They're going to blow calls. Right. They're going to do that. I understand. The problem for me is that there is just a total lack of accountability. And over the weekend, Saturday night, I was watching the Lakers-Celtics game with some of the Oakland coaches. And we saw that whole thing go down and just the flat-out missing of a call on LeBron. Now, the theatrics after, you can say what you want about the theatrics. I will keep it to the moment. And my problem with it is the fallout from the LeBron thing was the official talked to a pool reporter from the AP that was probably hand-selected by the NBA, and they talked about it. They put the quote out there. That was it. I've always said this, and I've said this many times, so a lot of you, this isn't new to you. Why do they not have to answer to the public? Why do we ask an 18-year-old kid who missed a shot in the Final Four? He's got 10 minutes to get it together, and then he's got to go out on that stage, and he's got to face 175 cameras and a world audience and say, what did you do wrong? But an official gets away with talking to one pool reporter, and that's it. And I'll never understand it. Why no press conference for them? Why don't they have to account to the media and say what went wrong and say what happened? Because, Lindsey, I would bet you if they had that level of accountability, things would change real quick out there on the field.
I agree. I know for certain that the NBA officials they're judged every game, and they have to write reports, and they are. I don't know who decides who's penalized or how much they're penalized, but I know there's a system in place for them to be judged. Now, it's never made public.
Right.
So
but there's never change. Like, that's my problem, I guess. Like, if we have a kicker that misses kicks, what happens to that kicker? What happens to that kicker?
He's replaced.
Yeah, he's replaced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That never happens with officials, ever. They're like, yeah, it wasn't his best day. And then, like, you don't hear about him for 2 weeks, and then you look out there, and he's like the third line judge in the next playoff game.
Right. I think if there were more public scrutiny, it would change things, because that just changes things. They're protected. I know, at least in the NBA, they're protected by the NBA. So we don't get to see, what they missed and what they didn't miss. There's always a statement put out afterwards saying, oh, yes, the officials missed that call or they missed this call. But we don't know if they've been fined $5,000 or $1,000. We don't know.
Right.
The players' fines are clearly put out for everybody to see. Yeah. But not the officials. So
in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Real Cream of Wheat says, how about starting with being able to challenge all calls if you're a coach? And, Lindsey, let me tell you something that's bothered me for a long time, and I've never really talked about this before. You know what, guys? With this NFL challenge system, you get 2 challenges.
Right.
That's it. Even if you're right. In what system should you be penalized for being
right?
You are penalized in the NFL. If you challenge a call and the ref was wrong, you lose a challenge. Like, are we? No one questions this. Like, we're serious with that. You are penalized for being right. Wrap your head around that. You lose a challenge if you're right in the NFL. How stupid is that? For real. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
It is. And I guess the rationale behind it is they don't want to keep having challenges hold over or slow the game down or whatever. I don't understand.
Get your officials to get ish right.
Facts. You're right.
Why is this so hard? Like, I figured that out running on a treadmill at Planet Fitness today. Like, I figured it all out. You know what I'm saying? Done.
Right.
I don't even make $60 million a year to be the commissioner of the NFL.
Right. I don't know, man.
Lindsey, what am I missing? Explain it to me.
I don't know, but I think when people change when they put those striped shirts on. I don't know what happens to them, but people change. And it's just, I look at officials as a different type of person. I don't know why, because I've been an athlete my whole life, and I've always looked at the official as the enemy. But it's just weird, man. It's weird watching the professionals do what they're paid to do at a very high level. And I realize they're not going to make every call the right way. But some of the obvious things that they miss is crazy to me.
Right.
You know?
And that's where it is. What about this? Because I've always said this also. In the NFL especially, and this is going to sound bad, they're too old, man. They're too Lindsey. These are the best athletes in the world. And the NBA used to be like this. They've kind of skewed younger with the officials as time has gone on.
They brought a new.
The NFL, you got these guys. They're 68 years old. They're out there.
Hercules still out there. He looks good.
He looks great. You know,
Hercules still
Yeah, he should be out there with a sleeveless flannel instead of this guy here at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi.
Yeah, but how old is he now? He's got to be late 60s, right? Hercules, he's been since I was 5.
You know, it's just I think that you're trying to keep up with the best athletes in the world, and it just isn't working. And if you can't keep up, indecision tells me you're not keeping up.
Right.
When you have to have conference after conference after conference, that you're telling me I didn't see it because you can't see it because you can't keep up. The refs, I think you need guys that didn't quite make it. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Like guys that, you know, maybe flirted with the league, maybe were in the league a year or something like that, 2 years, whatever. Our guys stick. NFL refs not being full-time is the dumbest thing ever. I've never really bought into that, like the full-time thing or whatever. I mean, full-time is just like a title. You know what I'm saying? The money dictates.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What do they make?
A lot.
Yeah. So that's full-time.
Yeah, it's full-time cash, no doubt. Yeah, but they're paid heavily, man.
Right.
They're paid heavily. All right, that's kind of where I am with it.
If you made $500,000 for a part-time stick, what would you think?
Yeah. All right, stick. You got to defend that take. Get Sam Flannel out of here. The people will be happy about that anyway.
There we go.
Yeah.
So whenever you're an independent contractor, do you care about the company you work for? No, not really, because you're your own man. You're out there doing your own thing. You don't get benefits from them. There's nothing that you can do to make yourself in better standing with the league. If you call a great game, you're getting paid just as much as you call a bad game. If you're an employee, I can hold you to different standards. I can have a regimented, like you said, you're an employee of the NFL. You're going to sit there for the press conferences after now. Not, you're just some dude that can walk away.
But that's stick. That's easy. You put that into the contractor agreement and stuff like that. This is what's required. That's an easy fix, man.
But you honestly don't think the NFL can afford to pay these guys and say, hey, we're going to take care of you with health insurance. This is going to be your full-time job, and you are now fully accountable for everything.
Yeah, they can afford to do that, I'm sure.
Then why not? What are we doing paying these guys like they're 1920s baseball players? They got to
go
how
work
much
in the factory. How much are they making? So how much is an average NFL official makes?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't have the numbers.
It's a healthy. I'll look it up right now.
I know MLB umpires make like $200K a year, something like that.
NBA guys make way more than that.
Tim Donahue made a lot more than that, skimming off the top.
All right. In the 21-22 season, Brad Allen made $250,000 for the 2021-2022 season, $250,000.
And that's fine. That's fine. But what does that have to do with his employment status with the NFL? I mean, it's just like money.
It means he's taking it pretty seriously if he's making $250,000.
Yeah, is he though? Like when there's no consequences for your action, when there's no authority that can hold you accountable for anything. That's my thing. Like I want them under my umbrella as the NFL, so I can hold them accountable, so I can give out grades and stuff like that. Not these independent contractor guys.
So how do they determine who does the Super Bowl or who does the championship games? Is that's not performance?
They have like a grading, like a grading system.
But they're not kicking these guys out during the season.
It's like how strong is your grading system? You know what I'm saying? Like for real, because you never get rid of anybody. Like, no one can fail.
It just doesn't make sense to me that these guys are not full-time employees. Like, that should be your job. That's it. This is what you do for a living.
Well, they don't have a union?
I don't know.
Probably. Well, the NBA officials, they are under the NBA's umbrella.
Right.
But we still don't know their grading system.
Yeah, that's true,
and
too.
nobody's ever penalized for them. I mean, they say the better you are, then you get to do playoffs and so forth and so on, right? So, but some of the guys I see doing the playoffs, like, they shouldn't be doing the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't be doing regular season. They should be just only preseason. But
I don't know how you fix the ref problems, but I do know when they went on strike or whatever, and then they brought in those replacements. Those guys were absolutely awful too. So it gets worse. It can get worse.
No, I want to see somebody. I want it. You know me, Stick. I want my pound of flesh.
Yeah,
like that. That's what it comes down to. I want a pound of flesh. I want somebody to pay when you don't perform. When the stakes are this high, like, look at everything that's on the line, dude. From all the money. From the championships, the emotion of the fans, all of it.
They're going to get replaced by AI anyway, so eventually.
Well, then let's get that rolling. Like, let's cut this shit. Why not?
Exactly, why not? Put the microchip in the football. Let me know where it's spotted
There
every
already
single
is.
time. I know.
That blew my mind when I saw that.
Yeah, that was crazy, right?
When somebody tweeted
awesome.
about that, yeah. They're like, oh, Amazon has chips in the balls already. Like, wait, nobody told me this.
Yeah. But let's get to that point. I mean, like the two catches yesterday. One was called an incompletion for Kadarius Toney. One was called a reception for who was it for the Eagles? Devontae Smith catches that. Two similar plays. One called incomplete on the field. One called complete. One challenges. They go back and look like it's. To me, there's just so much inconsistency that it's maddening.
Well, part of that is the rules change every year on what a catch is.
Yeah,
right?
If it passes the eyeball test, it's a catch. That's all it should be.
I'm with you on that, man. Like, come, you know what? It's it's like art, dude. Like,
yeah, it's porn. It's like porn.
It's like porn. I don't know. I can't describe it to you, but I know it is when I see it.
Right,
you know, oh yeah, that's porn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that was an incomplete catch.
100%. Stick. Are you gonna tell them about Alta, or is we gonna slide Sam Flannel back
I
into
can do
it?
it. Alta, where uptime matters, baby. You got a big
officiating's
project
a big project.
You want to overhaul the complete officiating system in the NFL? You're going to need a big system for it, and that's where Alta comes in. They are your official rental for anything that you need, whether you have a big project or a small project. Alta's got you covered. Called 844-GO to Alta. 844-GO to Alta.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Miraculous catch! Follow us everywhere. Just search Woodward Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, IG, and more.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling game. There are two ways to play, $12 unlimited open play or $120 lane reservation for up to 10 people. They have a $2 mystery beer machine and a full bar. Check them out at their location in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter. We went from champion to champion here. Darren McCarty out for the week. Got a cool project he's up to. A little bit later on, we'll be able to get into that. Something that I think a lot of people will find very exciting. But when the time comes, we'll get into that right now. We do have Lindsey here, Sam Flannel. We have Westy, Alex Westfall. Stick is here. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Appreciate everybody sticking through some of the technical difficulties this morning, but the staff got it handled. We are all here. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. bookies control it. People saying, no, I don't think that is true. I think we're getting a little aggressive.
Right.
I think we're getting a little aggressive with this. Dave Swaniger says, artificial intelligence is coming. I think they're doing the electronic strike zone, and all AAA minors teams are using it this year. And I like it. Like, I know a man loses his job, right? Like, I understand that. I don't like that part of it.
Right.
However, Lindsey, the stakes are too big. You're playing for too much money. There's too much on the line. You got to get it right, man.
Well, there has to be a level of there has to be a standard, I think. I'm not going to say you have to get it right all the time, because we realize that there are going to be flaws. We're human. They're going to miss some calls. Hard to defend them when they miss the obvious, like the LeBron call the other night. I was sitting with my partner, Daryl, and he's a Laker junkie, and he's going crazy. And I'm sitting there like, dude, he should have dunked it.
Man, Lindsey, ease up on my guy LeBron.
No, I'm a LeBron fan too, but
Yeah.
my guy's just a Laker flunky. D is just, I don't know. But anyway, I was like, he's like, man, that's clearly a foul. That's clearly a foul. And I'm like, you're probably right, but he's 6'9", 230. Go stronger.
Man, Lindsey's this is a tough room with Lindsey in the building. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Mike G says, Neal, did you blame the internet outage on Bo Schembechler yet? No, I blame him firing Ernie Harwell, though. I do blame him for that. I blame him for going 2-8 in the Rose Bowl. Do you not?
Not a good Rose Bowl record.
Okay.
Not a good Rose Bowl record.
We can, Mike G, I'll turn that around. Anytime you want to bring it up, I'll bring it up too, because he did go 2-8 in the Rose Bowl. He didn't win any national titles, and it's kind of laughable he has a statue for being pretty mid when you boil it all down.
He ruled the Big Ten, though.
Oh, cool. Cool story.
All right, fine. Hey, I'm not a Bo Schembechler apologist. I mean, I've always said that Michigan, their kind of kryptonite is they get to big games, they win a lot of Big Tens, they get to winnable playoff games and Rose Bowls, and they lose.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
And Chuck, I get it. You can call holding on almost every play if you want. I agree with that. I'm not saying like I just don't want the egregious mistakes. And that's where I am with it. And I just want to see guys that are able to keep up with the game. All this talk about Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers being traded and salary cap implications and all that kind of stuff. The salary cap's expanding in the NFL next year. They're saying it's going to be about $2.25, $225-ish million. There's going to be a bit of a salary cap expansion. If I gave you the choice, Lindsey, between Jamaal Williams and DJ Chark, and you can only get one, you can only sign one. Now, keep in mind, you're going to get Williams $5-ish million a year, I would say. Maybe a moderate raise. 4.5, $5-ish million a year, a couple of years. DJ Chark's going to cost you. He ain't taking a pay cut, so I would say, the entry fee is $10 million to get in the club with DJ Chark. That's what it is. If you had to pick one, which one you rolling with? Because the sentiment that I get from DMAC, the sentiment I get from a lot of people in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread is I'm undervaluing the locker room thing. That's what I'm told. Like Jamaal with the media and all that kind of stuff. The locker room stuff. Am I undervaluing it?
I don't think you're undervaluing it. I think that's tough. It just depends, though. It depends what's more valuable to the team. What do we think is more valuable to the team?
Right.
And I look at everything that way, because you got to look at it objectively, because you can't, may have a great locker room guy, but if the other guy's more valuable to what we're trying to do, then, hey, that's a tough decision you just have to make, You got to make them. You get paid the big bucks for.
No, certainly that is true. And that's why I asked the question, because for me, and look, this kind of goes against brand, I think it's Jamaal Williams, because you have to make a decision on DeAndre Swift. Mm-hmm. And DeAndre Swift's in his walk year. I fully expect – I got a question for you then, since you're here. Why is it – and I fully expect Swift to be great this year because it's a contract year. And Sam Flannel will tell you, I centered all of my fantasy football stuff around Saquon Barkley this year. All of it. I had a very, very, fantasy football, very, very good to me this year. But I went all in because Saquon Barkley, it was now or never, and the payday. How were you on your contract years, Lindsey?
I was good.
Good. It's extra, though, right?
Yeah. Well, you think about it. That's the one time you get to cash in, and most athletes are going to zone in and make sure you're focused. You don't want anything, bothering you going into a contract year. You want to try to maximize what your earning potential is. And that's why you see guys going into a free agency year, they're going to have one of the best years they've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
It
so
never
that's
fails.
Real. I'm not making
real.
that up.
No, that's real. I'm telling you, I did it. It's real.
All right, take me through that then.
Yeah,
off-season workouts, a little harder, a little tougher.
Well, you're focused more. Like, it's like, man, I'm doing everything I need to do. My eating regimen is different.
Yeah.
I'm coming in a little leaner.
You ain't going to the club on Saturday
I ain't doing
night.
none of that. I want my body in tip-top condition, you know. And you come into training camp and you're like, man, I'm mid-season form,
Yeah.
And it happened to me, and I've watched teammates, like, hey, it's this contract year, man.
Yeah.
WoodwardSports.com
chat thread, Adiz 411, 1250. We'll do Ask Lindsey. That'll be the last segment. So, Adiz, run that question back because I do want to ask Lindsey this one. It's a good one. You'll like it as well. This question's for Sam Flannel. Mike G says, is Jamaal Williams basically the heart and soul of the Lions, just like Ben Wallace was to the Pistons, Sam Flannel?
All right, Ben Wallace to the Pistons is greater than Jamaal Williams to the Lions. Not a hot take there. But with Jamaal Williams, to me, I think a lot is made of his sort of locker room presence and his leadership, and not enough is made of the fact that he was a damn good ball player last year, a damn good running back, 1,000 yards, breaking the Barry Sanders record for rushing touchdowns in a season. He was... If you're asking me the Jamaal Williams or DJ Chark, I'm absolutely going Jamaal Williams. He's cheaper. He actually had a great year last year. DJ Chark only had 500 receiving yards. He was hurt for much of the season. And we don't know about DeAndre Swift. With DeAndre Swift, it's kind of a fool me 3 times, like won't get fooled again. His career high in rushing yards is 617. So I think Jamaal Williams will be a necessary piece. And when it comes to the wide receiver room, Jameson Williams has to sort of emerge and have a great year in his true rookie season when he's actually asked to contribute. And I think he'll take a lot of the targets that DJ Chark had. So Jamaal Williams, infinitely valuable.
Dirty Dr. D says, wow, that was some love I didn't expect to hear for Big Ben from Sam Flannel. So, Lindsey, we're breaking barriers, man.
He's only being nice because he's afraid Ben's coming.
Hey,
you notice how he's like Trent Williams when Sue stepped up to him right now.
That temperature change.
He's like, I'll be quiet, but when he leave, I'll be talking again.
I've never once denied that Ben Wallace. He deserved all-star appearances. He deserved a couple Defensive Players of the Year. And Jamaal Williams obviously hasn't accomplished a fraction of that with the Lions. Come on, I'm objective.
Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast, they got a new one out. It's called This is the S Word. It's about fighting the stigma that's associated with seeking help. If you're struggling, go to thesportsma.com. If somebody knows struggling, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency, they're here to help.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Neal Ruhl here for Bedrock Detroit. Downtown Detroit is decked out all winter long with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway has a giant slide, the winter bumper cars, an indoor arcade. Plus, you can grab drinks at the Lodge before Pistons games, after Red Wings games. Any reason you're downtown, pull up on Bedrock Detroit and the Monroe Street Midway. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for all the deets, as the kids would say. Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Westy, Alex Westfall. Stick is out here. We are live at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Happy to have all of you with us. Jump in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. While you're at it, make sure you follow all the Woodward Sports social channels as well. Always pumping content out there. And you guys can enjoy everything and jump in conversations and all of that. Killa says, we can't have Chark disrupting Tom Kennedy and J-Mo's development. Tom Kennedy, hey, when Chark walks, Tom Kennedy's real.
As what? A guy to get 8 receptions again? I know he's cheap. He made a couple big plays, but come on.
Couple big plays. You admit it.
He did.
So there you go.
He did.
Couple big third down catches, too. Don't forget. RJ Graham, Pistons play against Luka tonight. Is Luka hurt? I know that he was. I have not heard. I would assume he's going to play until I hear differently. But Lindsey, you know, it was a game. It wasn't a big game like in the standings or anything like that. But
Right.
the people got fired up. The Pistons lost to the Rockets. Rockets were down, you know, some of their best players. What was your takeaway from that game?
Well, you know, neither one of us are playoff bound, right?
Right.
Our guys are young, and I don't know why people expect us to. I guess they're saying because Houston is not good, then, you know, we should be better or whatever. Hey, I don't know one player on that team that's not trying to win, right? I think don't you think everybody's trying to win?
Yeah. They're
Everybody's
playing
trying
for
to
money.
win. We're
They're
just
playing
not
for money.
good. So, hey, we might as well take advantage of not being good and get Victor.
You just heard it from this man right here. Coach in the NBA, player in the NBA, NBA world champion. He's just keeping it real with everything.
We're not,
keeping it real.
Yeah, we're not losing on purpose, but we're losing.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know, we're not tanking. We just don't have a good team right now.
Right. And look, I cue the Dwayne Casey, you know, fireballs that'll get thrown out there and everything like that. But and this, I know we're going to do Ask Lindsey next segment, but Chuck says, how long does it really take young players to get where they need to be defensively on the court? And this is something I have talked to Dwayne Casey about this, like personally on the air, everything like that. Lindsey, you coached in this league. You were head coach in this league. To defend these guys, to defend Kyrie, Durant, LeBron, all these dudes, you have to know some of the tricks of the trade. What kind of defender were you at 23 versus what kind of defender you were at 29?
Well, I think
as a man that was known as a defender.
Right. I was always a good on-the-ball defender. That's something I was just gifted with. I got better at being a help defender the older I got and the more I learned about the schemes that I was associated with. So with young guys, and you and I talked about this off the air, you have to eliminate any doubt with them as far as your scheme is concerned, you know, and I think that helps a lot because you can always correct them when they know it, you know, they should know where they should be at all times defensively. So now it's easy to correct. The indecisiveness is when you have problems, you know, and I always look at guys, how they react to a situation, and I'll know if they knew what they were supposed to be doing or they had no idea. When I see a guy on the wing and he's looking behind him constantly, you know, and you know, there's no, okay, we're icing it or we're bluing it, pushing it down.
Right.
Then you got to think about, okay, maybe they're playing the pick and roll a different way, or maybe they're doing something different. But to me, I always try to eliminate any doubt in a young guy's mind of what he's supposed to be doing in every situation.
Right. And, as you talked about, like the terminology, the black, the blue, the icing, all that kind of stuff. It's basically when you're going to defend somebody, you're pushing them a certain way.
Yes.
Whether you want them to go left, go right. Kyrie, it doesn't matter. He's going to score on you anyway.
Right.
But it is because it's system based. Like that is the way that it works. And I know I know everybody is fired up, and Real Cream of Wheat said this is one depressing tank. Well, name if a tank is a terminology you want to use. I mean, the 76ers basically come out and said we're going to be awful for 5 years.
Right.
They said that. There are no pleasant number one overall picks.
There's no good way to be bad. So whatever you however you take it, we're bad but we have some promising young talent. And we can all see that. If we can come out of this with Victor or Scoot, and it's probably worth it. A lot of guys' franchises changed tremendously with one pick. I remember when San Antonio was transitioning and they got Tim Duncan.
Right.
It changed the trajectory forever.
Built a dynasty.
Yes.
It built a dynasty.
Yes.
That one ping pong ball bounce built a dynasty.
Right. So people are projecting Victor to do something similar. We don't know yet, but just looking at how he moves and the things he can do on the court, he may be a transcendent talent. So that could change the trajectory of any organization.
No, it does. And Patty Grimes, Sam Flannel, wants to know, does Sam Flannel think Ben Wallace is the Tom Kennedy of the Pistons? Or was the Tom Kennedy of the Pistons?
Come on, this is too easy. Ben Wallace, infinitely greater as a Piston than Tom Kennedy as a Lion. I'm not crazy, people. Come on.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I use logic.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm positive.
Pistons fan 11. I do personally think that a change at head coach would be nice. So new era, new face, bring Dwayne into the front office. And, it's just for me, and I've shared with you guys my feeling about Dwayne Casey, like as a person, great person. Now I understand the record's the record. Who's the one person that knows that the record gets attached to their name? That's Dwayne Casey. He knows first and foremost. I will say this, I understand where the people are coming from, but the bottom line is you take Cade Cunningham, the number one overall pick in the draft. And remember, the graphics and the rookie years and the balanced game that he had. And those numbers, he was on those graphics with Jordan and those guys on their rookie years. He was.
Right.
You take that off, it's unrealistic to expect improvement when you take that off of a team for an entire season. This is the NBA. You do that to any team.
Right.
You take Kyrie off Brooklyn. You take LeBron off LA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I know those aren't the same players. I'm not saying Cade Cunningham is Kyrie yet or anything like that. Their games are different. Right. However, their role is the same.
Right.
You remove that, you don't have a chance in this league.
No, we talked about it off air. It's about talent. And Cade is definitely our most talented player. And losing him, that really set us back. And now you're asking, Ivy, a rookie, to try to fill in that void. And that's, it's impossible for him, especially.
But I think, too, and again, you call it excuse making or whatever you want to call it. I believe this to be factual. Cade Cunningham was the most versatile defender the Pistons have. He can guard 1 through 3. Mm-hmm. You can manipulate your guard matchups and get some stuff done with Cade out there defensively.
Right.
That is a big reason you're seeing what you're seeing. Cade is undervalued as a defender because he hasn't been around long enough for people to appreciate it, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. That's just where it is. Not only are you taking away your most vital offensive cog, you're taking away your best defensive player. And that's part of the value of Cade Cunningham.
Right, and like you said, you're taking him away. We lose him offensively and defensively. So, that's 2 strikes against us with our best defender and our best offensive player. And you're asking a bunch of young guys to compensate for that and win games. It's very hard in this league. It's tough in this league if you don't have the I won't even say star power, the talent level.
Right.
You watch some of the younger teams that do have some of that, and that's the difference, and I think where we are and where some of the other guys are.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Chuck Brewer says, well, Cade, we're looking to be a 30-win team without him. I don't know what folks expected. Pistons fan 11, Cade being hurt changed things this year. So we do all recognize it. So that is good to see. And I know, unfortunately for Dwayne Casey, that could be the case because as we talk about, there seems to be a need for a pound of flesh. When things go wrong, that's the way things work out. All I know is Dwayne Casey's been a good coach in this league. That's all I know. That's all I know. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Let's have a man that has bangs talk about where you should get your hair cut.
All right, we'll get them at Lady Jane's. You don't have to get what I get, but they can do whatever you pretty
Lucky
much
for you.
Hey, right?
Hey.
Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. At Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
All right, time to talk about the Matrix. And no, this one doesn't have a Reloaded sequel. This is Matrix Home Solutions. Matrix Home Solutions is your go-to for any home project. Looking for a new man cave? They are the basement remodel experts. They also specialize in bathrooms and kitchens. An A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. Call 888-594-8844 or go to matrixhomesolutions.com.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter in for Darren McCarty all week long. Sam Flannel, Alex Westfall. Stick is out here on site live at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. These guys are on it. You want a Chevy? This is the spot. Trust me, everybody out here. Top notch. They are A game. There is no doubt about that. It's time. Ask Lindsey. You got questions for Lindsey, Hunter? Fire away. And a lot of you are. The first one that I got earlier, and I saved it because I'm going to put you on the spot with it. If Lindsey, Hunter, and Mike James are on the 2005 Pistons team, do you guys win the championship?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, man.
I mean, it went 7 games.
Right.
I think we pull it out because I think we changed the dynamics of how we played there. Because we had who did we have? Who was my other guard who was with us then? God, I can't think of his name. That's bad.
No, I'll pull it up for you right here because I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember as well. Kind of in that.
Carlos Arroyo.
Delfino.
Carlos Arroyo.
Okay. All right.
And Carlos was good, but he wasn't a defender, though.
Right.
Oh, he could play now. He could play. Couldn't defend, though. Yeah.
That is true. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Mike G. Ask Lindsey, better spot-up shooter off the pick, Rip or Reggie Miller?
Reggie. Rip's a better mid-range, though.
Yeah.
Reggie.
Lots of love for Carlos Arroyo too in the chat thread. That brings a smile. That brings a smile to Stick's face. So, Dom Rivera 88. This is a good one. Ask Lindsey, what's the craziest thing you've heard a dumb fan say?
Flannel saying Ben wasn't a Hall of Famer. That's the dumbest thing I've heard a fan.
Didn't see that one coming.
Dirty Dr. D asked Lindsey, what's your favorite Rashid memory?
Oh, man, I got a bunch of those. Oh, man, I did you see him last night after the Chiefs won?
No.
He went live on Instagram going nuts. Rashid has so many things he's done that made me laugh and remember. I can't name one. She's a character.
Yeah.
Probably the funniest thing. He was driving to practice. It was during the Chiefs were playing somebody that night, and he had a Chiefs helmet on driving his car. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. This dude was driving a car with the Chiefs helmet on.
Of course.
That's hilarious.
LFG, ask Lindsey, what teammate trained the hardest in the offseason? You, right?
Yeah, probably me. Ben trained hard, too. Ben trained really hard. A lot of our guys, especially during that time, because the guys were focused, a lot of us trained pretty good during this, And we had the best trainer in the world, Arnie Kander, so we all loved being with him. So we all would be in the gym working hard.
Yeah, that Arnie Kander's a legend, man.
Oh, man.
Legend.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
The
Man
GOAT.
Bear Pig, ask Lindsey. This is off topic, but favorite snack? Potato chip guy? What chocolate? What do you do?
Yeah, chips. Jay's hot chips.
Jay's hot. Okay. I got you on that one.
Yeah.
No. All right. This comes from Mike G. Ask Lindsey. Did everyone make fun of the white guys in the association not named Larry Bird?
No, what? No, why would he say that?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. He's asked it like 100 times, so I figured I would put it out there.
No, man.
What about the memories? I mean, what memory stands out most for you? Lifting the trophy.
Yeah, of course. Winning the championship was,
And who did you hate playing against the most? That comes from CV.
Who did I hate playing against the most?
Like, who gave you that work?
Player or team?
Both.
We hated playing against the Spurs because they mirrored us.
Yeah.
we hated them. Player.
How frustrating is it playing a team that won't beat themselves?
That's tough, man, because any
wears
mistake,
on you.
Any mistake you make, they capitalize off of it. I just, like the 2005 year, the back-to-back year when we thought we were going to win it, that one play that we let Robert Horry hit the three to I think, send the game to overtime, game 5 at home. We made that one mistake, and it cost us the series.
Yeah.
We knew, man, because you're not going to San Antonio and winning 2.
Nope.
You're not going to San Antonio winning 6 and 7.
No, there was no way. It was a wrap. It was a wrap.
Right, so
what about the player? Who'd you hate defending the most?
Man, I hated guarding Reggie because he just flopped so much and did so much bull crap. And that's part of the reason, I always tell people, I fouled 95% of the time I was on the court because certain guys you play against, they flop and they stuff. So you just foul them every single time and tell the ref, well, you're going to have to call it every time. Well, you're not going to call a flop on him every time, so I'm going to foul him every time. So that's how I combated that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, this one comes from Little Stick.
Yes, this is a stick from I'm live in Novi right now. Lindsey Hunter. No. What did you think of LeBron crying on the floor for 60 seconds like a little baby, like a damn baby, just on the I've witnessed that with 5-year-olds in basketball. I've never witnessed it with the oldest man in NBA history. But what happened?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I guess he was upset about the foul, the none call, right?
Yeah.
Which he got fouled, but look, his stick's on the floor.
Stay there for 57 more seconds. I think that's a good place to stop. Oh, real quick, let me slide this. I'll put you on the spot here. Izzy Powell, ask Lindsey, do you see Cade Cunningham as a number 1 option on a championship team?
I don't think he's a number 1 option on a championship
scoring
team.
option.
Yeah,
Right.
I think he'd be 2 on a championship team, because I think you need one more bona fide scorer.
Kind of like a Dylan Larkin. So that's where it is. There's tons of questions, but hey, good thing for us, Lindsey will be back tomorrow. So
Yes, sir.
we'll do another Ask Lindsey. Appreciate you sliding out this week, Lindsey,
Thanks,
for
Neal.
sure. We will do it again tomorrow. Big thank you to Sam Flannel.
Wear some sleeves tomorrow, man.
Yeah, wear some
Got it.
sleeves, man.
I
Please.
got it.
Or do some push-ups.
Yeah.
Fair.
Or get swole before. Do
Right.
something. Big thanks to Alex Westfall and Stick, too, for battling through everything. They're gamers, man. They got the job done. Until tomorrow, we are live today. Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Thanks to all those folks as well. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Peace out.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.